Hi, welcome to ML Movie Reviews. My name is Maceo Lewis. Today I'm going to talk about the Oscars, my reaction to them. They just ended a few minutes ago. So I'm going to go over several things. I'm going to go over Conan O'Brien, the host, the best and worst of the show, my record in terms of my picks, and the big winners who was shut out. And then finally, I'm going to cap it off with In Memoriam. So let's start with Conan O'Brien. So I mean, overall, I thought he was fine. There was like several things that he did that I thought was funny. We'll start with the first thing that he did was the weapons bit at the very beginning of the show. I mean, I could tell obviously he was that was the Amy Madigan's character and Agnes from Weapons that he was dressed up as, and I thought the bit was kind of going along a bit too long, but then once it started transitioning to other movies, then I started saying, okay, yeah, I'm actually kind of digging this. So he went through F1, Mario Supreme, Hamnet, one bad after another, K-pop Demon Hunters. He even did the animated version of himself, Sentimental Value, and of course Sinners. So I thought that bit was fine. I like the Timothy Chalamet joke. I mean, he had to do that. He had to do something about the ballet comments that he made, so he had to make fun of it. And Chalamet, of course, took it well. So I thought that was necessary, and I'm glad he did it. I like the joke with Ted Sarandos of Netflix, because Netflix is known to not want to make theatrical stuff. So he made a joke about being the first time in the theater. So I thought that was funny. Um, I thought the joke about Sean Penn's erection was funny because he was making it seem like he was describing the scene in the movie, but then like he's at the end of the joke he said, "But put that in the film." Yeah, I thought that was funny. And then the joke he made about Rose Byrne having a crush on him, where he sets up where it's like he had a crush on her, but actually he makes it like she had a crush on him. So I thought that was funny. Him being the same age as Brad Pitt and his wife is in tears. I thought that part was funny. They even showed Kate Hudson laughing. I thought her laughing at that joke was funny. And then finally at the end when he does the one bow after another thing, when at first I didn't know where they were going, but then once he brought them into the office, I was like, oh, okay, they're doing the one bow after another thing. So I thought that was funny too. I thought he laid out some interesting stats. He said that there was no Brit nom for Best Actor or Actress since 2012. That's surprising. I didn't even realize that. And then there was 31 countries and 61 continents that were represented in the Oscars, so I thought that was good too. So the best moments, that the opening bid thing with the weapons, I thought that was a good moment. The I Lied to You performance was good. I like that. I liked how they brought in the Chinese actress in there, and the one who played Pearl was in there, and then of course Jack O'Connell and the two vampires were there. So I thought that was good. Billy Crystal's tribute to Rob Reiner was great. The I actually like the joke with Sigourney Weaver saying get away from him, you bitch, to Kate Hudson and Grogu. I don't think the audience picked up on that, or they didn't get it, or that it just didn't work for them. But I mean, that made me laugh because it obviously is a reference to aliens, right? Jimmy Kimmel, when he made a comment about no free speech, North Korean CBS, I thought that was hilarious. And then, of course, he took a jab at Melania, her documentary, and he kind of refers to Trump, like he doesn't say his name, but we know who he's talking about. Treats him like Lord Voldemort, right? But I thought that was funny about when he was referring to that. Let's see. The guy who won for the best documentary, he made a comment about a country losing a country when people say that when people are murdered in the streets or other guys take over the media. He was talking about Russia, but then when I'm listening to it, I'm like, dang, that's going on in this country, right? I like the bridesmaids when they came out and hosted. A lot of those jokes landed for me. The one with Stalin Skarsgård making a comment about women aging well. Obviously, that's a backhanded compliment. Rose Byrne, there was one about her staring at Leo DiCaprio because they're making fun of Leo about liking younger women, right? We go back to the age thing with Stalin Skarsgård and Elle Fanning. Let's see, what else did they do? Something about Benicio del Toro. He said they were taking too long. So yeah, I thought that whole thing was fine. And then when it went to the next category, I think it was with sound. Maya Rudolph made a joke about her counting her money. I thought that was funny. Ellie was a Kemper. She made a joke about sound, like, "Oh wow, you can if they take out the sound, you can't hear." I thought that was hilarious. And Rose Byrne, she said, when you take out the sound from Marty Supreme, you can't tell what sport it is. I thought that was funny. And then finally, Adrian Brody, he was poking fun at himself from last year's Oscars for him taking so long with his speech. And then he comes out to introduce the Best Actor award, and he has like a whole laundry list of things that he wants to say. So I thought that was funny. My least favorite moments, I mean, a lot of the jokes from Conan didn't land for me or the audience, so it was kind of awkward. I mean, that's comedy; it's hit or miss. But I just have to be honest about it. That's some of them were like a lot of them were like my least favorite moments. The bit he did about him not wanting to share his Oscar win, that didn't work for me. Let's see. I don't like it when I understand like when the Oscars have to cut people off when they're taking too long to make their speech, but there should be like an exception where multiple people are speaking, and so a lot of times what happens is the first person who speaks, gets to thank whoever they want, but then like when the second or third person comes around, it takes up a lot of time, so they end up cutting off the second and third person. So that happened a lot in this show. That happened with K-pop when they won for Best Animated, with the Frankenstein for the makeup, and of course for original song they completely cut the last guy off. So I don't like it when they do that. And then finally, I said when Sinners came out, they had to do Rocky Road to Dublin. I mean, that there would have been a missed opportunity, and they didn't do Rocky Road to Dublin at all. So I mean, that was a complete missed opportunity. Now I understand this year they wanted to do two songs from the five nominees for best song. They're only going to do two of them. Now, of course, I Lied to You and the K-pop song. But they should have figured out some way to do Rocky Road to Dublin. And I thought that was a missed opportunity. All right, so let's get to my record. So this year's Oscars, 16 out of 24 correct. Most of them were in the major categories, so I was correct with supporting actress, animated, makeup, supporting actor, adapted screenplay, original screenplay, visual effects, original score, sound, editing, cinematography, international, original song, director, actor, and actress. I got 8 wrong, and I was animated short, costume, casting, live action short, production design, the short documentary, and best picture. So that's my record for this year. The big winner was One Battle After Another with 6 wins. They won for casting, supporting actor, adapted screenplay, film editing, director, and best picture. Sinners was the second one with 4 wins for original screenplay, original score, cinematography, and of course, best actor. Which, by the way, that was the only category I picked. I picked it Michael B. Jordan, but I actually was shouting, I was screaming, I was celebrating for Michael B. Jordan for winning for Sinners. I wish I could do it for Best Picture for Sinners, but unfortunately it didn't win. But I just couldn't help myself. I'm so happy for him. That performance I thought was the best of the year, and I'm glad the Academy gave him validation with that. Moving on, Frankenstein won 3 awards for costume, makeup, and production design. K-pop Demon Hunters won 2 for animated, original song. And then the West winners only won 1. That would be Weapons, The Girl Who Cried Pearls, Singers, and 2 People Exchange Saliva. They both shared that award. I hadn't seen a tie in Oscars in my lifetime, unless in my recent memory I haven't seen a tie. Avatar, All the Empty Rooms, Mr. Nobody, Against Putin, F1, Sentimental Value, and Hamnet. Now the movies that were shut out. So for shutouts, I'm not going to name every single movie that didn't win. I mean, obviously there's a lot that didn't win, but when I talk about shutout, I mean either the film was nominated for Best Picture, or it had multiple nominations in different categories. So, and you don't win any of them. That's what consider a shutout. So for that, I have Marty Supreme, Begonia, Sarat, The Secret Agent, Blue Moon, Train Dreams, and It Was Just an Accident. All got shut out, no wins. So that's it for that. Now, In Memoriam, I didn't notice any big omissions from In Memoriam. I mean, Gene Hackman was honored last year, if I recall correctly. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, he died last year, but he died before last year's Oscars, so they honored him. There were some TV people that were missing, like Malcolm Jamal Warner, James Van Der Beek, and Eric Dane, but they're mostly known for TV, so that's probably why I didn't include them in the Oscars. I mean, the one name that I didn't see on there that I recognized some movies was Robert Carradine from the Nerds movies. But that was only a mention that I noticed. There might be some other ones, but that's the only ones I could notice right off the bat. And they pay a special tribute, obviously, to Rob Reiner with Billy Crystal. Rachel McAdams did a special tribute for the women like O'Hara and Diane Keaton, and then of course Streisand did one for Robert Redford. I have mixed feelings about that because what do you do for like the actors that you don't give a special tribute for? And you can say, okay, well, some actors deserve it better than others. But what about Robert Duvall? Like, I mean, he was honored. I mean, his name was up there, but they didn't give a special tribute for him. I think he's a legendary actor. Some might say Val Kilmer. He was, of course, his name was not mentioned, but he didn't get like a special tribute. So I have mixed feelings about that. But I can't deny that Rob Reiner, Diane Keaton, and Robert Redford deserve, a special treatment when it comes to, in memoriam. I guess that's what they're doing from now on. And you can't do it for everybody. I mean, the show will go on forever, right? But I guess the only counter argument is that you're leaving out some other people who might deserve it. So anyway, that's all my comments for the Oscars. Overall, I thought it was a good show. And so until next time.